we're live. And we're about to be live. So we are kicking off. As you guys are joining, let us know in the comments. You can see us, hear us as we get ready to dive in for today. Doing all the magic and it pinned to the top of the Facebook group for you guys. So make sure you guys go join us in the comments. We got a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about today. Elle, you pumped for today?
I am. I can't wait. It's been a minute since we've done a live here inside of Marketing for Insurance Agents. Last week, we did a webinar, AI workshop. Let us know in the chat, were you able to join that workshop? We went through our most updated, new and improved ChatGPT prompts to start building out your AI marketing assistant. We went through target audience, building out content pillars, and then from there, how to create 30 days of lead generating content. This is our most popular training that we do. Last month, we did it in person at the 8% conference, and literally people were out the door for this talk. So it's super popular. We get amazing feedback on it. If you haven't been able to tune into this training, I highly recommend that you go check it out. You can just write AI workshop in the comments if you would like a copy of that presentation. Someone from our team would be happy to connect with you and send it over. Awesome. So let us know, where are you tuning in from? What state are you located in, or city? And then we also like to know what lines of business you write. So what lines of insurance you're currently focused on, let us know in the chat. We also like to know, are you new here to Marketing for Insurance Agents inside of the Facebook group? Write first or the number one if this is your very first training that you're tuning in with us live. Or if you're a MFIA, Marketing for Insurance Agents veteran, you've been here for a little while, write MFIA in the chat. We are David and Elle, and we are excited to kick off with you today. We're going to talk about why leads are dying. What's coming up in 2025 for insurance agents?
Should we hold a funeral? I hope they had their final expense in place. So if they're
been waiting to tell that joke for a little while.
I was gonna take it to my grave, but I decided to tell it.
Oh boy, instead, guys, so. the puns are flying.
I try. Someone keeps me humble next to me. So
somebody's got to.
I know you volunteered for that job. So guys, we're gonna hop in. Yes, why leads are dying. Here's how to get clients to come to you is what you guys are here for. Talking about the organic plus AI boosted system that's working right now. We're gonna dive into all these topics with you guys. So let's be real. Chasing leads is exhausting. It's tiring. No one likes chasing things. I think everybody prefer if it comes to them, right? And that's what we really like focusing on. Honestly, it's gonna just get worse trying to chase, right? So Apple just announced this new call screening feature. You guys probably seen or heard about it, people talking about it. And, it's going to affect contact rate even more than already has been affected over the last bit, just making it harder and harder. So cold calls, bot leads, it's going to tank a little bit harder.
Can I just say something about the Apple screening? This is something that Android people have had for a very long time.
Listen, Android users are totally used to having features way before Apple gets them. Apple calls them new. Android's like, what? We've had that forever. So just saying.
But the reality is it's getting harder and harder to connect with leads. That is absolutely true. Let us know in the comments, right? Yes, if that's been your experience, especially if you've maybe been in this space for a little bit and maybe you've actually seen the decline in contact rate. And it is things like this. It's the telephone carriers making it harder because they're trying to combat spam on their side. And then these features that are being rolled out, like do not disturb, call screening, that's making it more and more difficult to actually get somebody on the phone.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you kind of got to talk to people in order to help them, right? So
I hear that's the case.
So here's the good news, though. There are smarter, also easier ways and that are more profitable too to grow your business. And it's working right now for agents who are done with the old way, right? So if you're done with the old way, you're ready for the new way, write new way in the chat, or if you're already using the new way, right, write new way in the chat as well. So we're going to talk about why this week in particular is the time to act if you've been thinking about working with us, putting the new way in place, because we're about to make a change in the program that you don't want to miss as far as coming in with bonuses and before price increase and stuff there as well. So if you're all, hey, you know what, I've been interested in moving away from Smile and Dial, as I call it, frown and drown, and I'm ready to use the new way to bring people to me, then this is the time. So stick with us to the end. We're spinning the wheel, spin the wheel, but we are diving in to what's going on this week, as well as how to start really leveraging these areas. So why are traditional leads dying, Elle?
Yeah. So like we already talked about, we have features like Apple's call screening. Android users have had this for some time. So if you have noticed a decrease in contact rate over the last few years, it's due to features like this. People are just also picking up the phone less and less in general. I think, there used to be almost like a societal pressure. I don't know if that's the right word or the right way to say it, but an expectation that if you called somebody that they would pick up the phone. That just used to be the day and age that we live in, but that's no longer the case. More and more people are using texting and also social media, which we're going to talk about, and it's changing the game in how people are communicating and also how they're making those buying purchases. Most people do not want to just pick up the phone and talk to somebody about a buying purchase. They want to feel in control of that process, and they want to feel like they're kind of steering the ship. Picking up the phone and talking to somebody that's calling them, it feels like they're losing control. So there's a psychological change that's happening in buying behavior that's not only leading to fewer people picking up the phone, but it's also leading to, it being harder and harder to close just on outbound dialing people.
I love it. I'm looking like in the chat, Rick Craig, Justin Jackson are all about New Way. Welcome. Thanks for joining, Frank. We've got Heather Lynn and Nola and Leroy.
Welcome, guys.
Join us. Kelly Byers, good to see you on.
Hey, Kelly.
So, guys, keep going in the chat. Let us know. You got questions, thoughts, opinions of what we're talking about. Dive with us in the chat. We love being live because we get to interact with you guys. And go ahead and let us know that you're here in the chat if you haven't, and look forward to hearing your questions, guys. So, it's a changing landscape, like you said. The industry has always been there helping protect people and finding new ways to do that too. But how we've gone about connecting with people, where people hang out and spend their time, is ever going, ever changing, right? People need coverage, but how do we find them, connect, build this rapport, this education with them, have them come to us? And that's changed, and technology's changed, right? And so that's what we're really talking about today is how do I adapt and be ahead of the curve than behind it? And it seems, if you guys let me know in the chat, it could just be my perspective, but it seems over the last years, the change has gotten faster and faster. And honestly, with the rise of AI, I don't think it's slowing down at all.
No, it's not. I mean, you guys have to think about like where AI is taking us and how that's going to continue to change buying behavior. Like, just think about the changes in customer service, in that pretty much any big store that you would buy from online. I'm thinking about like Chewy. Like, we can buy our dog food online now, and you can talk to somebody through a chat right away. right away, we have immediate service and we get our questions answered. If we are dissatisfied for any reason for a product, we can return it, or like Chewy with the dog food, they don't even make you return it. They just send you your money back and ask you to donate to a local shelter or a nonprofit. And that's been changing buying behavior since even before AI, that there's just this very fast turnaround in service that is instantaneous and immediate. And AI is now going to change the game. And not only is it going to be immediate service, but it is going to be highly tailored and personalized service. And people, as on the consumer side, are going to continue to expect more and more and more. So if we are not adapting and also waking up to the realization of how people are consuming, how they are buying, and then the level of service that they expect after they purchase, and we just ignore all of that, our businesses will wither and die because they cannot compete with businesses that are adapting this type of technology. And I think it all starts with the recognition first that things are changing, but then also really thinking about psychologically how people are purchasing and buying and what they expect from having a good service versus a poor service. And that is going to be impacting every single business, but especially service-based businesses, where people are not only expecting great service, but fast service, and now highly tailored, customized, personalized to them service.
All I know is that Chewy is, I think, got as much as our mortgage as far as from us as well. So, they definitely earn their income. All right. Yes, if this is making sense below so far, and definitely drop any questions that you guys have. I look forward to answering those as we hop into talking about what the organic shifts looked like a little bit. Why is organic effective, right? And I think we talk about this a lot, and I can go where people are already gathered, right? Instead of go out the door and try to find them. And if I go walk outside now, I can go walk around town and maybe find some people randomly, but it's going to be weird. I'll probably get, it's like, who is this random person walking around trying to talk to people, right? But instead, I can go where they're already gathered or they're already having conversations and make those connections there. And that's social media. And people are spending on average at least 2.5 hours a day on there. They're already gathered, they're hanging out, they're chatting, they're connecting. So if they're already there, why would I not just go there to make these connections and build these relationships, right? It allows us to build trust before we even ever talk to them, right? And how many of you guys would prefer when you're talking to prospects that they already trust you, already want to listen to you, actually show up when they say they're going to, versus you trying to convince them that you're someone worth listening to, that you're not a robot, that you're not AI. Have you already started in those comments? I've already got those comments. Actually, we had someone think that some of our team members were AI, even though they're like literally talking to them. We're like, I'm a real person. I can send you a picture. Like, it's like, nah, I think you're a robot. So, and that becomes even more important.
Yeah, absolutely. And so while we have this rise of AI happening and, psychologically people wanting to consume in these different ways, things being very fast and very quick, what is not changing is the fact that people really enjoy working with people. Like, at least for right now, that might change in the future as maybe people just are like, yeah, I don't care if I'm talking to a robot or a person. At least the landscape is today, there is a skepticism, or even beyond a skepticism, almost like a judgment that comes in if people are like, oh, well, that's AI. Like our appointment setters, for example, that work on our team, and somebody thought that they were talking to a computer, or they thought that they were talking to AI, and there's distrust that is now a part of that if they think that they're talking to a computer or a robot. And one of the things that when you start building a personal brand using social media, and you do allow people to get to know you, your values, the things about you that make you you, in addition to bringing in those values that make your business different and how you serve your client base, and really taking the time to educate your audience. You're providing value to your audience. Well, now we're starting to shift away from this like immediate consumer. I need it now. It's a commodity, especially with insurance, right? Because you can shift people from, this is just something that I need to check off of my list. This is just something that's a commodity, to, wow, this is something that I truly value. And I understand the importance of working with a human being to help me make sure that I'm properly protected. But that only comes through education, building rapport, building a relationship. People are not just like born, or even through our advertising that we're consuming, people think that insurance is a commodity, something, or on the life insurance side, maybe something that's a nice to have, not something that is a need to have, or maybe they don't even know that they need it. That's where social media will bridge the gap. And it'll also help you bring in better, higher quality clients that actually appreciate working with a human being versus just a bot, an AI robot. And you can really make a distinction in your client base and who you're working with through that. So yes, there's always going to be consumers that are like, I need it now. I want it now. I just highly value having answers right at my fingertips, and, just being able to get an answer right away. But then you're also going to have clients that actually value working with an expert and a real life human being, and would rather work with a human being than a robot. And this is where marketing comes in. And that's not ever something that you're going to get with a paid lead, because you don't have the benefit of building that relationship or doing any type of indoctrination or education ahead of trying to get the lead on the phone. So just beyond the mechanics of Apple screening, the Android screening, which has been out for a while now, all of the carriers just making it the telephone carriers making it more difficult to get connected and stay connected. Aside from all of that, there's a very real psychological thing that's happening right now in marketing and how people are viewing services. And you have the opportunity to make that distinction of not just being a commodity, but being an advisor and being a true educator and resource for your audience.
Which would you prefer, that or being a commodity, right? So at the end of the day, I think, we talk to a lot of agents and agencies, and we ask, what do you want? Do you want people coming to you that respect you, see you as an authority, and, going to convert at a really high percentage, send a lot more referrals? Or do you want people that you're going to go try to convince to even answer a phone, and then why they should trust you once they do answer the phone? They're like, well, of course, I want all this hot stuff coming to me. And then I ask, what do you do every day? Well, I do the opposite, right? I just try to find generic info or buy generic info that I can go try to track someone down. Someone filled something out with the lowest intent. I try to go get a hold of them, right? And at the end of the day, I think people realize the value of having relationships and trust in people coming to them. They realize it's more profitable, it's more sustainable, it's ideal. They're just like, how do I do it? And that's what we're talking about, the social. Like, how do I put this in place in order to have people come to me, reach out to me, do business with me, just like in a infinitely faster paced and more effective manner than we used to do pre-internet, of where we build out relationships in our communities. But now we can do this all over the state, all over the country, and faster with social media.
Yeah, absolutely. I think about Brevin, one of our clients. He's a he's a farmer's agency. Sorry about that. Oops. He's a farmer's agency owner in just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. And he's done amazingly well implementing the strategies. And he generates about 2 to 3 leads, inbound leads a day through social media. And one of the things that he really highlighted with this is he's like, people are like tracking down my email to send me an email because they want a quote from me. Like they're actually going through all of this extra work to find him and to send him an email about, hey, can you run a quote? And then he was like, the thing about these leads is that they're so much higher quality. And he's like, they typically have multiple cars, multiple properties. And so it's one client, but he's writing 4 or 5 policies from one client. And it's like, wouldn't you rather put your energy into having clients like that? Like one client, that means multiple policies, usually multiple referrals, versus the churn and burn on the lead side. That's like you have to convince them to even talk to you or pick up the phone. It's completely different conversation.
Well, that and like staying clients and more referrals, right? Like it's kind of discouraging. Like if I'm doing all this work in the first place to get someone across the line, and then 6 months they leave for $1, or they charge back immediately of like, hey, I know you did all this work, but you know what? I decided I didn't really need that in that place, which definitely is a reflection of the sales process. But once again, the higher quality, the stickier, the more intent, the more they stick after the fact too, and the more referrals, right? So if I'm gonna do the same work, actually even less work with better results and more sticky business and quality clients that I like working with, then it makes sense, right? Multiply if that's making sense. And you're like, man, I want to multiply my business that way. And if I can get more results for less work over time because it's relationship based, then I'd much rather do that, right? It's always been a relationship industry, guys. As soon as this becomes a commodity industry, just click, purchase, where agents just aren't needed at all, which I see is a very tough thing because agents they should be providing a much more valuable service that's not a commodity. But as soon as it becomes that point, then it is, right? So agents that are almost doing the lead side are almost creating this end result that they're afraid of and want to avoid, of being a commodity, versus that relationship side where it's like, I would never work with another agent. Like I'm so tied in to you and who you are, and you being my agent and protecting me and knowing you've done, are doing the proper discovery and putting the right coverages in place. Like I wouldn't leave. And in fact, I want to send even more people your way. That's powerful, right? And that's what we're talking about. And so with it, like okay, I get it. So social's powerful. Maybe you've already been on that train the last 5-10 years, or maybe you finally hopped on it now and you realize, okay, this is something I want to put in place, but how do I make this even easier for myself? And what does that look like in today's age? Or maybe you are just like, hey, it's finally time for me to do this, but how much work and effort goes in this? And this, we're going to talk about how AI is making it faster and even easier on this process, and using and leveraging something like social, building trust than maybe it even used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the reality is that AI isn't replacing agents, even though, of course, there are companies out there that are trying, and in the insurance space. We're not there. The reality, it goes back to what we just talked about, is that people do distrust robots and AI, at least right now. But one of the ways that we're working with clients to really help them, especially on social media and building the personal brand, is that consistency is key in really winning with social media. The more that you're showing up in front of your audience, the more opportunities they have to remember you, to trust you, to build a relationship with you. And let's be honest, like if you are just kind of like every once in a while posting on social media, it's kind of flaky. It's like that friend that says that they're going to come to the party and then doesn't. And so we don't want to be the flaky friend. We want to be the constant, the person that they see regularly in their feed. And when they see content from you regularly, you're building trust just by the fact that you're showing up consistently. So what AI does is it helps speed up the content creation process so much. Again, if you weren't on when we were getting started, we were talking about the AI workshop that we hosted last week. It's how to create 30 days of content in 15 minutes using AI. if you missed that workshop and you want the replay, write AI workshop in the comments, and somebody from our team will make sure to get that to you, because we just keep, as things continue to improve with AI, as we get better tools, we just keep updating this training over and over again, to help clients continue to be faster, create better content that sounds more and more like them. So we've got clients that are using these strategies for content brainstorming, scripting. We even are now using ChatGPT and AI to help our clients with doing referral partner messaging and research. So one of the big things, if you are new to following David and I, one of the big things that we talk about is these value first relationships when it comes to referral partners. Everybody wants a referral partner. It's like, oh, I just need a couple referral partners. It's going to change the game for my business, which is true. Absolutely. Referral partners will change the game for your business. But a lot of people do not know how to lead with value or how to initiate the conversation, what to say so that referral partners will want to send referrals over to you. So we are using AI to help our clients, with their reach outs, with their, we call them their reach out angles, with their taking their value first approach, and also how to streamline their follow-ups. We've got one client that has built out his entire ChatGPT to be a dossier of all of his centers of influence, so that he can go into his ChatGPT, type in his center of influence name, and then ChatGPT pulls up an entire cheat sheet about that referral partner and the last touch points that they had. So when you start leveraging AI like this, you can be so much faster and so much more effective in still being a human, still building relationships in the way that we know how to build them. We can just be faster, more effective. And again, we're going back to that highly personalized and tailored approach, which more and more people are going to want with AI becoming so much more prevalent.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing with like what agents and agencies want. I think they know that relationship and personal is valuable, but how do I do more of that when I only have so much time in me in a day, right? And that's where leveraging social and AI helps me have more of that personal and that connection and that trust that I build, and be able to do more in less time. And that's what we're talking about. It's just being more leveraged, but still keeping that relational there. And so, yeah, AI plus your personal brand plus referrals, like it's more opportunities and less time. And that's what we're really talking about here. Who wants to scale more in less time, right? Me in the chat, right? And that's why we're talking about these things. Like if you're going to be working so hard, you might as well get more and more results from your work than feel like I have to work more for the same every day, right? Which I think a lot of agents maybe feel that way, as like, man, it just seems like I have to do more and more to even have the same conversations or to even do the same production. And every month where I start over at zero again, I'm like, man, this month seems like it's going to be even harder, right? I'd rather be like, hey, every month starts to feel a little easier. It actually feels like I have even more coming to the point where, man, it feels so easy now for the same amount of work. Then yeah, that's the direction I'd prefer to go. I mean, then again, maybe I just don't want to get burned out. I don't know. So
I think there's something that happens with that. I think they call it the lizard brain with that, with the, but we see this all the time. Like leads sometimes feel like such a sure thing. Like it's a lead in my system, versus this idea of like compounding on social media and relationship building, which builds, right? Like, and so often we see agents that'll opt for, oh, I just want a phone number and an email in my system that I can dial. And that feels so much more concrete than a brand that I'm building. But the reality is that when you're building this trust and you're building visibility and consistency, like we were talking about, that has way more leverage and magnitude because you're memorable. So David and I talk about that only 10% of any given audience is going to be ready to buy today. That includes 10% of your leads, by the way, that have opted in.
Not all of them?
Not all of your leads are ready to buy today, no matter what that vendor told you. And so that means 90% of any given market is going to be ready to buy tomorrow or some point in the future. And so there's so much money and opportunity in that 90%, and so few agents actually think about it or put any energy behind that 90%. They might, maybe if you got a really, really good follow-up game, that's one way. But social media is something that nurtures that 90%. It's nurturing your 10% that are ready to buy today, and they're coming to you. They're the ones that are sending the message. But that piece of content that you're putting out, you're nurturing that 10%, and then you're also nurturing the 90%. So when they think about, oh, you know what? Actually, I know somebody that can help with that. You are the person that they're thinking of and that they're making the connection with. So that's how social media compounds. And like David's saying, it builds this momentum. It builds this snowball over time. And that just continues to grow and grow as your audience grows. Not something that you get with leads. You are not getting that compounding effect. You're starting from scratch every single time.
Yeah. I mean, and if you're even able to close like half of that additional 90% over time, we're not talking about doubling or tripling even. We're talking about 4 to 5xing your results at that point, right? And that's stuff that just gets thrown on a back burner, never gets caught to, where you're like, oh, I got so many leads. Maybe if I get some AI calling to call through these leads, and now they can spend their time trying to get in touch with someone instead of me, which, you know, still in the day is not someone has to answer a phone at some point, right? But, you know, that's where I want this pipeline and these people coming versus, here's my one shot, and otherwise it gets thrown in the back burner, right? And that's how you have this massive growth. I mean, right, 5x, if, you know, I don't want to double, I don't want to triple, I want to 5 times my business. And that's what we're really talking about here. So there's a few parts that go into leveraging like social as a part of these results. So let's go ahead and talk about breaking these down into 3 parts. So what's the first part that's really important for social and why people might use it in the first place?
Visibility, getting your name out there. Again, that's what I was just talking about. Like, you want your name to be the first one that somebody thinks of when they think of insurance.
Absolutely. And where can we get more visible than 3 billion people, including your target audience, that are spending 2.5 hours a day, other than me during the Super Bowl going streaking, which is probably not the visibility that I want or ever.
Not with you?
I got away with it. Don't tell the world, Al. It rat me out. So, but you know, we want the visibility, right? And so the best place to be visible is not the billboard, it's not the magazine, it's where people are spending their time and seeing that every single day. You're no way you're gonna get the same amount of visibility on any other medium than where I can put something up and have hundreds, thousands plus see that, especially if it's my target audience, I'm able to get that in front of as a part of just whoever's driving on the highway there, right? And so the visibility is key, right? So, okay, cool, we're visible, right? But we're just one of many people that are visible, right? So what else does that let us do? Well, now we're visible, we want to start building that trust, right? So this is where I get the ability to build a personal brand. You know, Elle, why is a personal brand more important than me just building my logo and, you know, an overall company identity?
People work with people, people trust people. You know, one of the things that I think about a lot in this space is that you have major insurance companies like State Farm, like Progressive, like Allstate that are essentially building a personal brand. Think about, you know, Progressive has Flo, State Farm has Jake, Allstate has Mayhem. You have these companies that are developing personal brands, real people, like they're people that don't even exist, right? But you have that. You have a personal brand that you can start developing. Every single person that is watching this right now, you have core values, things about you and the way that you do business, what you believe. You care about your clients, you care about educating them. So you have a personal brand. It just needs to be more visible. Of course, we got to start with that visibility framework, that foundation. But as we get more visible, what are we telling people? What are we ultimately selling? I hate to break it to you, but people don't come to social media to buy insurance. That's not why they're there.
Yes.
So we're really selling you, working with you. They have so many options out there that they could choose from for agents to choose to work with. Why are you winning their business? And that's what a personal brand does for you. It takes people from, okay, awareness level into education level, and ultimately helps them make that decision on, yes, there's going to be some probably education on why they need the product. But then the next level of that is why you are the agent for them to choose to work with when there's so many options out there.
And so it's not just the personal brand in you, but how do we go take that you and build that trust that I just talked about as well? And that's where I can do valuable content. I can do education. I can show social proof of how I help someone in a situation of, oh yeah, I'm in that same situation that you could probably help me as well. And I can do these tips, this value, and there's a lot of ways to do that beyond just, guides and covering common questions and stuff there. But those are some really great ways to already help build value and trust, and in that prospect's eyes of like, oh, they know what they're talking about. Oh, I never even thought about it like that. Oh, that you did teach me a little bit. I'd love to talk more about that. In fact, I love how you explain that. My mom's actually looking for help with her Medicare. It seems like you'd be someone who'd be able to help with that, right? We can build trust through our content.
Absolutely.
And a good example, so I'll hop on here. Michael Horton is in here, is a pretty good example of an actual podcast episode we did with him and Cam recently too, that you can check out. But not only really focus on content recently that they've been doing and putting out on focus on them personally and their stories, kind of journeys and stuff around there, but also providing valuable insights that I see in comments and posts that they're doing, that they're already building trust with a lot of their target audience already set up with referral partner relationships, already have all these conversations happening just in a very short amount of time of starting to put these things in place and realizing, oh, like I want them coming to me and trusting me. I'm providing value and making these conversations happen. And that's what's in front of you guys with social is I can get in front and be visible. I can build this trust. And then what happens after trust, Elle?
Well, a conversation, like you said, but then a conversation that leads to a conversion. So it doesn't do us much good to just be somebody that people like to interact with our content, or maybe they like our content. If we're not actually talking about our business, if we're not providing value about how we can help people, and then also creating a mechanism through our social media that really allows people to put up their hand and say, I'm interested in that, reach out to me for more with more information, then we don't really have an effective strategy. Like visibility and personal branding is great, but that visibility is not going to pay your bills. That awareness is not going to pay the bills. We need a true conversion strategy that brings people not just into our ecosystem and builds that trust for them, but then also provides that pathway to a conversion. This is something that we work with our clients with a lot. We teach a method called the conversation starter, and we even teach a method of how to not only generate those conversations with people from social media, but how do we move that into a booked appointment on our calendar? It's so, so important to have these skills and understand that you have people that are ready to buy in your audience today, that 10% that we talked about. They're ready to go. We just need a mechanism so that they can put their hand up, say that they're interested, and then we need to be willing to have the conversation with them and then move it forward into a discovery call from there.
Absolutely. And so, I mean, you guys are here listening, paying attention, joining us in the comments, as you're part of this generation age, just like, hey, I want to take advantage of things. I want to find out what's going to work, what's going to work going forward, how I put those things in place. That's why you're in this Facebook group and spending time listening and around these topics versus putting on Netflix, for example. And so if I'm like, hey, I want to put these things in place, I see the value of social and AI and technology, right? Social in the comments, like, listen, I either already take advantage of it, want to take advantage of it. This is an area that I know is important in my business and going forward. And that's what we're talking about. It's like maybe just like, okay, I get the ideas and concepts, but I need exactly what to do, like follow these steps, put this in place. And I'm probably going to need some help, support around that, especially with people that know it really well, can help guide me, customize it to me, put in place. And that's exactly what we do, is personalized support, hands-on help of exactly what I'm executing to get these results, how to get more results in less time, and really how to leverage not just only just post a bunch of things and see what works out versus a very structured strategy that produces those results over time. And part of why this is a good time, if you didn't get to check out the webinar from last week, is that we have a lot of people that are wanting help putting this in place, and we want to provide the highest level of support we can as a part of that. So after this week, we are having to increase the pricing for the program. So if you are wanting to take action, you are wanting to put this in place, there's no better time than now. Just in general, there's no better time than now, other than maybe yesterday, which we can't unless you got a time machine, can't do that. So next time is this week is the time to have the chat, to connect and be like, listen, it's finally time for me to put in place. If you're maybe a Medicare AC agent, and now's the time to go ahead and put stuff in place to take advantage before open enrollment, before annual enrollment period for AAP. And if I really want the last 4 months of this year finish strong, but that's the place. Maybe I just meant to do that this year and I just haven't got to it. So with that, we want to make sure we have a chance to talk with you guys. You guys can take action, connect, and see, hey, is this the fit for me? And is this where I want to go with my business and my agency? So we want to grab a spot with you guys. So just write social down below and let us know. And we'll make sure to have Charm, Edgar, or team members reach out, can connect, get you information, can even set us up with a call of, hey, why would this be a fit, for me hopping in right now and really pursuing this and this exponential growth and relational and leveraging the technology where people are spending their time today for my business.
Absolutely. We also have 2 more spots left for the done for you AI marketing assistant. So what that means is that our team will actually set up your ChatGPT AI for you so that you can just go to your ChatGPT, type in, what should I post about today? And it's going to come up with not only the ideas, but also write your content for you. If you've plugged into some of our trainings, then you know that there is some setup involved as far as getting your AI marketing assistant trained so that it's not creating just generic robotic content, because nobody wants that. That might hurt you more than help you. So we've got 2 spots left for that during the promo that we're offering this week. And like David said, our pricing is going to be going up starting next week to work with us inside of our Closers Click program. We are so excited about what's going to be rolling out for clients that get started with us. Our team has been working very, very hard behind the scenes to leverage more and more AI to help our clients not only get results faster, but just to be more consistently present on social media. One of the biggest things that we hear is, I'm busy, or maybe, family events happen, life events happen. We get it. We're not building our business in a silo totally outside of our lives. We need tools that help us to do things faster and with more leverage. And I am a huge believer that we are living in the very best time to be running a business because of all of these tools. We can get out on social media. We can reach thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people using these free platforms, which is amazing to me. And then we add tools like AI into this. There's absolutely no reason why anybody on this training right now should not be building a social media presence and building that trust with their audience. So we are so excited for what's ahead. If you are interested in speaking with us and our team about how we might be able to help you, go ahead and drop social, the word social, in the chat, and we'll connect with you and get you set up on a call. And then again, if you want any more information about that AI workshop that we ran, that's AI workshop, and we'd be happy to connect with you and get you the information about that as well.
And Maurice, yes, it's the Closers Click. So definitely just drop social and we'll get you connected back on that. We'd love to chat some more, Maurice, for sure. I know we mentioned the done for you setup on the AI side. We mentioned, for the last chance before the price increase next week. We also got some other bonuses for some things we've set up for you guys, as well as a part of that we covered on the replay. So, right, AI workshop, like I mentioned, we'll make sure to get you that. You can check out the bonuses and stuff there and grab a time to talk with the team there as well. So, at the end of the day, guys, why do we believe so heavily in social? Because it allows us to still focus on the relationship side, which I think everybody can agree, has stickier business, quality business that converts easier, business that refers more, and this brand expansion to where more and more comes through over time for less and less work too. That's why we love it. It's also, dare I say, fun, even as I grow my business too. So if you want to be that celebrity, you want to be that person everybody knows, sees, and comes to and spreads the word about, then this is what we're going to talk about here, is how to put that in place for you, your agency, and your team there as well. So
I love it. I am so excited for all of you that are on with us. Please take action from this call. If there's just maybe one thing that you wrote down, maybe it is to check out working with us inside of the Closers Click. Then write that word social. Maybe it is to start being consistent on social media, to stop being a secret agent, and to start increasing your visibility on social media by showing up and posting more regularly. If that's what you are committed to, do it. Take action. Don't just think about it. Actually do it. Be about it.
There we go. And that's thank you guys for taking the time today. Like Elle said, go take the action on that. Or if you're like, listen, I need to have the conversation on this, then take the action, right? Social. We'll connect with you, the team, Charm or Edgar, reach out and connect with you guys there. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to learn more, focus on growing your business, putting things in place, and staying cutting edge. We love having you guys part of the community here. Look forward to seeing you in the group and in the comments and the chat. And with that, we will see you on the next live podcast. Check out the Modern Insurance Agent podcast. Been having amazing people coming in on there for
Wonderful
awesome discussions. If you haven't checked out the podcast, right, podcast, and we'll have the team get you some of the most recent episodes and stuff there that you guys can check out. I think you guys will absolutely love it. So thanks for being a part of Marketing for Insurance Agents. Just drop the social in the comments and look forward to chatting.